it's Alam. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a few more projects that I've been working on recently in my Minecraft Creative Map. So we'll start here with the -X world border that you guys see right here. So near the world border in this direction, I recreated the highlands seen in the Caves and Cliffs Farlands in Bedrock Edition in the experimental generation in the -X coordinates and in the +X coordinate past 12,758,545. So I built this small valley, small sort of chasm, like we actually see in that area. And I built all the lines so that each layer will look like, so each level will look like will have pretty much the same, look like the one above it. It will have pretty much the same shape as the one above it. In fact, we actually see that a lot in a lot of the artifacts in that region. And this dip in the terrain I haven't quite finished yet. And in case you're wondering what these gravel stripes are, these are actually supposed to be the biome fill farlands. In the newer versions, if we manage to generate the biome fill farlands, we actually find that the stripes composed of gravel and not stone like in the older versions. And there are some plateaus. I actually did start building some plateaus over there. Like occasionally we see like plateaus and stuff in the highlands, in the region of the Caves and Cliffs Farlands. But now let's head over to -3900, or -3900. So you guys can see the beginning of the Caves and Cliffs Farlands in my map. So you can see it's just loaded up right now. Here's how I built the beginning of the Caves and Cliffs Farlands, and it actually looks a little denser than the actual Caves and Cliffs Farlands since I built this, and since I actually built this area back in February when around when the snapshot first came out. Let's fill this up here. At that time, I didn't really notice that the right angle sort of L shapes were usually 8 blocks high on the y-axis, usually 8 blocks on the y-axis. Yeah, it was kind of redundant, but yeah, it looks pretty close. This looks pretty close anyway. Now, I actually haven't worked on the corner variation of this that much yet, but when I get to recreating like the 90 septillion or so area, I will actually have it go into the stack that we see in Bedrock Edition, similar to how it would go into SkyGrid at that point in the beta versions, and how the stack in the Bedrock Edition Caves and Cliffs Farlands is pretty much the replacement of the corner SkyGrid. But now let's head over to TP. Let's head over to 3004, 100, and 3781. That was the coordinates. Those are the coordinates that It's Antonio MC provided when suggesting that I build a mountain range near the Farlands, and I have done just that. So I have a mountain meadow biome right here, leading up into the mountain range, and right here I built a small grove. I also plan to build a snowy slopes biome right here, and over there in the finished map, out there will just be ocean. So let's head over here. Let's head over here, and we will see the mountain biome farlands that I have built. Now, instead of having the farlands and the mountain biome just go up to y coordinate 118, I actually brought them up to y coordinate 187. All right. I also brought in the cyan terracotta that I've used in the mountain ranges in here as well, just to provide a slightly more eroded look. And I'm also working on a mountain that's right up to the farland. That's like right up to the farlands that gets cut off. Like here. So yeah, now let's head to 3900, 101. So in a moment here, you will see my recreation of the Edge Farlands load up. You will see here that I'm actually working on varying the height of the Farlands by biome, rather than having it just be 118 everywhere. And here, or plus give or take a few. Here I actually brought the terrain up to y coordinate 147. In the finished map, this will be populated with trees and stuff. This is a forest biome. So the section over there is 29 blocks higher than most of the Farlands terrain that I built. And there is the Farlands village that I built previously, that I showed in a video back in March. I'm actually planning on building like buried cities within the Farlands. Like maybe those cities were buried when with the bombardment of rocks and dirt that became the Swiss cheese landscape of the Farlands. Anyway, I did pretty much the same thing over here with a taiga biome. I actually put snow up here because it is snowy at this height. And here's how I transition from the new height back to the old height. Now you can see over there that my original idea back in March was to have like the mountains still have the normal shape, but have the holes and the Farlands carved through them, have the edge Farlands carved through them. But now I plan to just bring the mountain biome Farlands all up to 187. Now let's head to /TV 3900, 100, 1400. When this loads up, you will actually see the shattered Savannah biome Farlands I'm working on, which also are up to a y coordinate 187, just like the mountain biome, the regular mountain biome one. So let's so let's climb up here, up and up, going up, going up. So yeah. And on top I put a mixture of coarse dirt and stone. Now, let's see. What else have I done recently? So now let's head over to the. So now let's head over to the middle of the map. To the middle of the map here. Now let's head over to the middle of the map here. It's quite laggy. It will be quite laggy when this all loads up. But yeah. That's pretty much all I've got for today, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment suggestions down below, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell and click all for all notifications. Stay tuned for my upcoming video about my recent builds in the normal map area in this world. And goodbye.